Alright everybody, and welcome back to another V Rising. That's right, we're here doing our vampire thing and getting ready to fight the next boss. Previously, we had killed several bosses, an extra one by mistake, and earned ourselves a Devourer. We're going to go ahead and place that real quick and then move on to the next thing. But for that, we're going to need copper. And of course, we're gonna need that. So your Devourer is pretty darn cool. Now, your Devourer is pretty darn cool. If you've never played the game, then you don't know why, but I'm gonna quickly show you. So, you place this thing down. Look at it. It's just a giant mimic. It's got its tongue hanging out, ready to receive items. So if we were to go and grab one of the items that we had previously had and were wearing, such as our ring, we'll say that. And you take it, you put it in here. Very nice. Watch it go to work. Bam, there you go. You get a portion of whatever you use to craft it. And we gotta finish building our walls. There's a lot of different things that you can put in here, such as like fish to get bones, oils, scales. You can put old gear that you used. Another really useful tool for this one is books. So if you've got a book for something, say we get a second malicious copper sword, we can give the book to our Devourer and it will give us back paper, which we then can use to randomize some more of our unlocks, which is great. For the time being though, it's just sitting there, hungry as ever. Alright, we've made it to the logging camp where the next boss should be. If we get any aggro, we'll quickly take care of that. If we see any chests, we'll grab them. But our main goal is to get this boss killed before the sun comes up. So let's get to that.
Another assassin.
Have it.
Just in this time.
I'm gonna call you dead meat. Why?
Always knew it was gonna end this way.
Okay. So you're psychic. You should have just ran. Alright, so what did we get for our troubles? It is. This ability is actually really good. Get that extra spell power and attack speed, and that's pretty much it. It does come in handy to have that little extra movement speed, especially if you're overburdened for whatever reason with silver and you can't actually run. Ooh, there's a chest here as well. Ooh, nice. This is not a very powerful axe, but the axes and hammers and stuff like that can be broken down into silver, which is really cool. So one of the cool things that makes the game feel really alive is you'll just be wandering around occasionally and find some loot here on the ground, and it's because random enemies have been wandering around killing things, which is great for you. because free loot. Alright, and if you bring that nifty little axe back, you can throw it into your devourer. Now these ones are kind of neat. Bam! 12 silver. Fantastic. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is increase the limit of which we can place blocks. I want to go ahead and spread out some of these things, so I started placing down new tiles, but we've reached our limit. And that is what our next quest was, to expand. So, copper, leather, let's go ahead and grab that real quick. You're just going to grab those resources, bring them back to your heart, simply hit upgrade, and there you have it. Now we can have 5 servant coffins, and we can have up to 80 spots. We've only used 30, so we'll go ahead and place down some more, expand a little bit. One of the main reasons I wanted to expand is so that way we could put things like this out of the way, things like our rat nest, so that way we can move around a bit. More so than anything, I want to be able to expand our garden. And now we can do that. And there you have it. We got ourselves a wall and some gates. Now we can extend our garden and go from there. Ah, there we go. Now we have some room. So, with that, that also means we can stop up here and check out our next boss. As you can see, here's the one we killed. So we have a new bench that we have to place, and a new boss that we have to track. Level 27, this one's going to hurt a little bit more, but I think we're up for the challenge. Alright, we have our next bench. Where are we going to set this? Where are we going to set it? Right here is good. So, this one, go ahead and make our crossbow. Bam, a new weapon. Now this weapon's pretty cool. In this game, you don't need ammunition in order to fire it. It's super magic. You just shoot it whenever you want. It does have a reload time, but its AoE ability with the Q is pretty cool. It shoots off 5 little bolts. If an enemy is standing in multiple, they will take extra damage. Now, it is a very nice ability to use once in certain boss fights, especially ones that summon adds. So, keep that in mind. So, the last bit of looting we did, we also got these fat goby. Now, it says salvageable. You can shove it into your devourer, but fat goby is one that I would suggest you keep. Once we get minions and stuff like that, these will actually function to give your prisoners full health, so that way you can drain their blood, put them in vials, and then use those vials to drink whenever you want to give yourself a nice little buff. So it's up to you what you do with them. However, this is one that I would suggest keeping. Alright, we've reached our next location right here at the graveyard, and we're gonna head in and kill us some skeletons. Now, keep in mind that you can't feed on skeletons, so have yourself full of blood at the very least. Try to get something decent. It's probably not overly necessary, but it can be super useful. Be sure to break down a lot of these here coffins and gravestones, because you're gonna get yourself tons of rats. These here coffins are pretty good for grave dust. Get all that, because you don't want to be coming back here 50 million times. get it while you can. Here's the boss. I got a little too close. We're going to try to take out these ads first. So, it's time to utilize our new weapon. One of the enemies dropped a book for us. We'll have to see what that is later. Sun resistance brew, it looks like. There we go. Ads are done. Let's take out the boss. Now, that ability, you want to try to lure out into the middle of nowhere, so that way it will explode and allow the boss to be attacked. Because right now it has stuff on him, so we can't step into the poison. Uh-oh. Man, get out of the poison, please. Come on over here. Alright. Got him. No problem, buddy. Not a problem. Whoosh. Good deal. What kind of new ability did we get? Bam. Corpse explosion. This one's not bad at all. The snare can actually help you on certain enemies, not usually bosses. So if you're out farming somewhere, it's not bad to use, but keep in mind it's probably not going to help you on a boss fight. I keep checking these coffins hoping to get the one thing that I really want. The coffins actually have a chance to give you a aesthetic piece. It's basically a bone mask. The aesthetic pieces don't give you any extra armor, but they do look really cool, and they're one of the few masks that you can wear that don't cover up your character's hair. So I'm on my way back to base, and check this out. You see how the blue letters have turned red? That means there's going to be a blood moon, making you extremely powerful. So, yeah, we want to find the next boss before nighttime. I'm trying to remember where it is without having to go back. Might be able to fight the... No, not the stronghold boss. I don't know. Let's go see if we can fight the bandit army. Alright, here we are. Hopefully this boss isn't higher level than I'm assuming. I think he's in his 30s. And we can beat them. So, let's do the thing. 27. 27 we can handle.
My hammer is for steel, but you'll do. I've got the tools for the job!
Now, in order to avoid these spikes you put on the ground, you can make yourself invulnerable by picking up the armors on the side there, and then just stepping on them to clear the field. Otherwise, it can cause problems.
Hammer you out! I've got the tools for the job!
He doesn't become invulnerable or anything like that when he's throwing these. However, getting rid of them is preferable to death.
I've got the tools for the job! Gonna hammer you out!
Oof, that's slow.
Hammer you out!
Got him.
How did I go down that easily?
Because you suck, my man. You suck. Whoosh. Hell yes. And we got some leggings. That's awesome. Those leggings are the next big piece, next upgrade for here. That's great. Alright, finally back at base. Let's see what we earned during all this. So we killed this one. Ooh, I forgot to go over that. So the dash that we got is pretty cool. Whenever you dash and then swing during the dash effect, it actually fires out that little bolt that you see in there. And that ability can actually bounce a couple times between enemies. And every enemy that gets hit by it takes an increased amount of damage. So the next magical attack that you fire at them, such as if you were hit them with that, and then this would do a ton of extra damage, which is really nice. Especially if the ability that you hit them with is a leeching ability. So you'll get back extra health, which is awesome. Keep that in mind. We're going to be using that a lot. Alright, let's use these new books that we found. Bam! We need to upgrade our leggings, like, right away. Plus, we got the sun resistance brew. Not a bad thing. We're going to be using that very seldomly. But we have it. Alright, and of course, we killed Mr. Specky guy over here. So, we got another new ability. As you can see, this ability here is just simply a shield. It's kind of nice. I have used it to fight certain bosses before. Now, this ability, it activates a little bit differently. If I were to press the button and have my cursor way over here, it wouldn't do anything. If I had an ally standing over here, it would activate on them. If you want this ability to actually function, you need to be pointed at yourself. As you can see, it gives you that little white pip on your bar there. And that indicates how much armor that you're receiving. You'll take damage from that white portion before you take damage to your health pool. And what's really nice about it is if you have really high spell power, you can actually make that even stronger. It's very, very simple spell, but it helps out a lot. Just going into your character screen, you can see where your total spell power is right there. Now, there is a weapon later on in the game that increases your spell power. If you're wanting to play in like a typical RPG group where you have one healer, a tank, and all that stuff, then you're gonna want your healers and your support peoples to have a lot of spell power. The other thing that we got was these floors, and these are really cool because one is a workshop floor and the other one is also a workshop floor. We got two different designs, but if we were to build castle walls and then place down the workshop floors in one of these tile spaces here, then anything that we put on top of it that gets bonuses from workshops would then be activated. I believe over here our sawmill is one such thing that would take benefit from that. The grinder, I believe, does the same, and so does our crafting bench right here. There are other benches that require other floors. Some don't require anything special, they just need to be indoors. Alright, I think we have everything we're going to need for that. We just need the coarse thread and the copper. Bam! Legging upgrades. Heck yeah! That's going to help out a lot as we move forward. Alright, the next thing we're going to make that we just unlocked is another summoning item. This one summons rats. This one will summon skeletons, which are pretty cool. If we get excess flowers, we can summon the ghouls, which will give us the grave dust. The skeletons are meh. We kind of want to save the lilies or the roses rather, for later, as you can make healing potions with them. Alright, let's track down this next boss. Alright, we've made it to the next location here in the sulfur area, as you can see. One thing you're going to want to keep an eye out on are these boxes of D&D. Be very careful. Don't just go swinging at boxes assuming that everything's okay, because bad things will happen. Uh-oh. The boss spotted us. No? Not yet? You okay? Either way.
Got something for you.
Do ya? Let's see it. This is gonna hurt. Got him.
I want to smell.
I smell tons of burning. It is your flesh. I do like some smoked meats. Fantastic. Ooh. Malicious copper mace. I'll take that. Now, what was this other one? Windows. Alright. Cool. And of course, we unlocked some new abilities, which is always great. Now, this next dash that we just unlocked is really cool because it's just one of my favorites. So it allows you to dash twice. The dash is a little bit shorter, but it spawns illusions behind each dash that will explode and do extra damage, which is really nice. If you have an enemy like a large boss that can attack multiple times in a row, having an extra dash for movement is amazing. There you go. On top of the boss kill, we got some new books. So we unlock some windows. We can now upgrade our mace, which is amazing. But we now have enough paper. Go ahead and randomize another one. Ooh, we got a ring. Let's go check that out real fast. There it is. We get physical power, spell power, and physical crit strike chance, which is really nice. Alright, and the last thing we're going to do for today is we've learned how to break down sulfur, which gives us the ability to make our next crafting bench. Bam! Alchemy table. Now, there's going to be a boss in the future, actually not too far from where I've made camp, right here at the stronghold, that requires that you have bombs in order to get into them. Or you need to go and fight the bear boss, which will allow you to transform into a bear, and using one of its abilities, you can just demolish the door. This also allows you to break down large mineral deposits. You'll find large boulders like this out in the wilderness, such as this one, or that one, or that one. If I were to place a bomb between here, it would destroy both of these. Now, you can also use the bear to break these down. If you don't want the stone, you can just obliterate them for no reason. The bear, however, whenever it breaks things, will not gather the resources from them. So if you want the resources, the bomb's the way to go. But if you just wanted to get rid of these rocks and hope that they spawned as copper, you could do so with the minor explosive. Another cool thing about the alchemy table, we have our silver resistance, which we unlocked. You can make healing potions, sun resistance potions. Again, the sun resistance is meh. The healing stuff is okay. It will give you the ability to, heal up a little bit in combat, but you're going to have to be really good at dodging things because one hit cancels the healing effect. And water canteens, which are nice because later on you'll get horses and you can use the water canteens to keep the horses alive. You will need to feed those. And of course, some of the potions later on will also require water. Alright everybody, and that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much for stopping out. I greatly appreciate you. Hopefully you're checking out the content over there on Rumble as well as YouTube. And don't forget, there's also Twitter and Twitch where we do fun things all the time. More giveaways to be had. Speaking of, don't forget to get in on those before you leave. But until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Stay healthy out there. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.